It's time for Breaking Chains with the P31 Ladies Night, where we will have open dialogue with our women on issues of personal, family, and more. It's Breaking Chains with the P31 Women on YAT Radio.
Well, good evening, everyone. This is your host, Dr. LaTarsha Holden. I tell you, I have been waiting for this show ever since I asked my guests to come on. I'm so excited. This is a hot topic. With dating, relationships, being single. And so, especially now, I think dating isn't, me and my friends, we talk, and we always say dating isn't like it was 20, 25 years ago. And so I'm just excited that we're going to have the creator of Love Coach Atlanta, Kelvin Troy Johnson. He's a speaker, life and love coach, and an author. So we just going to have an awesome time. Call in with your questions. Kelvin, he's excited to be here to answer any questions you all have. Ladies, guys, go get your friends. If you're at home chilling. But this is the broadcast. I believe that women, we're looking for answers. We're looking, are all the good guys gone? Are they in jail? Are they, just went down a different path? Is dating, has it really changed? Or is it just people are looking for things differently? Is commitment irrelevant now? Is it all about getting with people who you can come up with? So let me introduce a warm introduction to my wonderful guest. Kelvin, are you there?
Yes, I am.
How are you?
Can you hear me? Am I good?
I can hear. Yes, you're good.
All right. Well, hey, Latasha, thank you so much for having me. I sure appreciate it.
Oh my! I've been waiting ever since I asked you. I have been waiting. I saw your videos. Men's secrets. So I'm glad you're here to share. And hopefully some callers will call in with their questions. And, so tell me, how did you become this life and love coach? Tell us about how you got started.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad that you had me on the show. I've been definitely looking forward to this as well. Ever since we made the contact, I've been raring to go. I was ready at that moment. And so I'm definitely glad to be here. But so I am Kelvin Troy Johnson. I am a speaker, trainer, and author, as well as the creator of Love Coach Atlanta. And my background comes from the social service background. I work with juveniles, work with males, boys. I've worked with grown men for 15, almost 20 years. I worked at when they needed somebody to help work with the men down at the church. They call Kelvin. I worked within my fraternity. Always working with men. My great fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
All right.
Had to give a shout out to the bros. And always working with the males. And so, obviously, I was doing motivational speaking and speaking at schools and at for businesses and all of that sort of thing. And then I decided to move to Atlanta, and I looked at Atlanta and looked at what is the biggest challenge that they have here in Atlanta, and it happens to be about dating and relationships. And I thought to myself, I wonder who wants to know how men think. And I spent my whole life coaching and counseling men. Maybe there's somebody that needs to know how men think. And so I launched it. I grabbed some other counselors and therapists, and we formed Love Coach Atlanta, and here we are today.
Oh my goodness! I don't know, Kelvin. Are you driving?
No, I'm in my car on the speaker phone car. Is that bad?
Okay, because I hear some background noise. I don't know if there's a caller on, and can you mute your phones until we open up for questions? Because there's a lot of background noise, and we want to hear all this good information. We want to. I'm excited. So, I mean, the life love coach. What that love coach? Are you married? Have you been married? I mean, what most people are like, well, how can you tell us? Have you been married? You single? What's your background personally in this? That you're bringing. Is it from life experience, or is it just from you just talking with other guys and realizing, what, this is how we think. This is my suggestions to you all. Tell us a little bit about that so we'll know who we'll actually get all this good information from.
Sure. Well, yeah, I've been married for 17 years, and
okay.
And have 4 children altogether, and most of them are all grown, but a 14 and a 16-year-old at home, and but I can tell you, most of my conversations that you'll hear me talk about come from actually sitting down with other men.
Okay.
While I have my own experiences, most of what I've really learned about how men think have come from men, which I think really sets me apart from some of the other people who are just only talking about their own experiences. I have a wealth of knowledge and just kind of experience sitting down, hearing men talk about their hurts and their pains and all of it when it comes to relationships and how they messed up, why they chose the person they chose, why they should not have chosen the person they chose, all of that. And so I think beyond my own experiences, while I've had some experiences in relationships myself that have not always been perfect, but just hearing, hundreds of stories from men, I think gives me a certain perspective that I can share and help some folks.
Oh my! I remember when I first enrolled in college back in 2007. I hadn't until that time I hadn't ran into too many men that had been hurt by women. So I was really shocked that I was at a Bible college and to run into the first 2 or 3 guys, and we were just talking in the student center. And wow, I mean, the stories of them sharing, basically they took this woman, they thought they can, change her. She came from the project, she came from that street life, and man, they was hurt. They got hurt, and I was like, wow, guys get hurt too. So
yes.
Share with us. It's like share with us some of the why do guys? Well, first of all, what do guys really want in a woman? Because now the TVs are so saturated. Back in the day, you wanted half-naked women, you had to go to certain stores or certain places. Now you almost can see somebody half-naked every other day. So, I mean, every day, every second. It's when something used to be kind of sacred, it's kind of like open now. So is that a reason why there's a scarcity in dating where it has actual value now, or do you think that's why it's lost its value over the years from your experience talking with the other guys?
Yeah, well, definitely. Well, listen, times have changed. Yes, men and women, like love and all of that has not changed, but the playing field has changed, and men want something different today than they once did. Once upon a time, a guy just wanted a woman who would stay home and make him dinner and take care of the children, and he would be able to come home and just get a beer and conk out, and she would take care of everything at the house, and all he did was bring in the bread, and that was the simple life that many men live. But that time has changed. Now, a lot of men are not in a lot of men don't even come from two-parent homes. And they don't even come from those environments that were in that way, and they just the mentality has changed because the women have listen. There's never probably been a greater time in human history than now to be a woman. like 2019 is the rise of the women, and the women they are really doing it. Like they've got their education. They are getting they got the jobs, they got the houses, they got the businesses. Like women women are rocking and just making it happen in 2019. But for some men now, for some of those men who haven't quite caught up, Dr. Latasha, they don't know where they fit in now. Many men today don't know where they fit in. Like, yes, we celebrate the women who are taking the lead and taking charge and going forward and making it happen. But for some men, that place used to be theirs. That place of going after it and making it happen and taking charge and taking the lead and all of that used to be the man's position, and it was just kind of like assumed that he would be that. But now times have changed, and so a lot of men don't know where their place is. They don't know where their position is. They don't know, where, how to move and how to navigate. And so, what many men do is instead of choosing, they just choose not to choose. Instead of deciding on this one or that one, many men are just deciding not to decide. And even in this conversation, at some point in time, I want to get into talking about the men who have decided to leave the relationship market altogether, and have formed even an online group. And we'll get into that a little bit before we get off of here. But I'm definitely ready to talk about that.
We got the time. So are you okay? So are you saying the value? I mean, because I've been single purposely for about 5 years now. I'm just scared of dating. It's different. It's almost like you need an FBI check. I need to meet your girlfriend, your last wife, your family members. Matter of fact, pay me back to your mom. I mean, it's not the same. So are you saying that because women are excelling, that men, they're backing away from relationships, or is it over-sexualized now? Where, man, I can, do men look at women different in that area as well because of everything is so over-sexualized? You got to feel like you got to be with the person that look like Nicki Minaj or this or that. So what do you think on that point? If there's any callers, can you mute your phones? Can we ask you all to come on with your questions? So what do you think about that, Kelvin, on that front, for as where people used to be more relationship oriented?
Yeah. Well, times have changed in that. Now, I'll tell you this: there are a certain segment of men who actually are looking for a high quality woman. Like so. Throughout everything that I'm saying, I never want the women to get this idea that there are no available good men out there. There are some really good men.
Hold on. If there's any callers on the line, can you please mute your phone? Because we can hear a lot of background talking. Please mute your phone. Okay, go ahead, Kevin. Thank you.
Yeah. So there are there are available good men out there. But it's just challenging to find them and to have them kind of feel comfortable enough to present themselves and say, yes, hey, I'm interested in you. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One of the things is, and look, I get in trouble when I talk about this, Dr. Latasha, but I talk about it anyway because it's what men talk about. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay. That's what we hear. You see, we got people on the line waiting to come in. They just holding us, got their phone on mute. So go ahead.
Okay, so look, one of the things men are talking about is this idea of with the whole thing with the Me Too era. Mm-hmm. Now, thing happening here. Some men don't want to get messed up. They don't want to offend, right? And so instead of once upon a time, if a man saw a woman he wanted to meet, there was nothing between him but space and opportunity. And he would go up to her and he would go and speak to her. Well, now in today's time, with the Me Too era coming through, men are thinking twice about going up to that woman. You know, they see her and they think to themselves like, well, how should I approach her? I don't want her to think that I'm a creep. I don't want to, be offensive. I don't all of this conversation they got going on in their head when they're looking at you at the grocery store or at the gym, and they're having this whole conversation in their head about who you are and how they should approach. And so you know what happens after you stand around long enough and you're talking to yourself and not taking a move. You're not making a move. The opportunity slips away. And
okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go real deep with you, Kevin, because I noticed you said something earlier. Okay, it's two things you said. You said, well, the men are really feeling like where's their place now, since the women are kind of like high achievers. And then when I mentioned that, because everything is so over sexualized, do you feel like they just feel like, you know what, we're trying to get the baddest woman that looks like this, looks like that, have these body parts, and you're like, well, they're looking for quality women. So it was interesting that when I said that point, so what are they considering as a quality woman? So this is, because I know one minute you said, well, they don't know how to really, handle this, like the women are really hot, achieving and making things happen. And then on the back end, when I brought up physical attributes, you said, well, yeah, they are looking for quality women. So it's about that a little bit more.
Well, listen, let's be honest. Men are still attracted, and as they say, men fall in love with their eyes, and women fall in love with their ears. Men are still attracted to a beautiful, sexy woman who's confident and strong and can like she's doing her thing, and that's something that will never end. Man is always attracted with his eyes, and so yes, there is a lot of sexual sexuality is pretty prevalent in our culture right now, but at the same time, there are still men looking for high-quality women. And when I say high-quality women, I'm talking about women who do have their degrees, do have their job, do have their stuff together, but they know how to bring a man into their space. They know how to, for lack of a better word, I'm going to say kind of take a step back and make room for him. Okay, I'll give you an example. There's a lady I know of that she said she's looking for a husband. She got to the place in her life. She's like, look, I lived a single life. I want a good man in my life. And she was talking to her coach, her love coach, and she said, and the love coach said, listen, here's what you do. Go to your house, right, and look at your house. Look at your house. Is your house physically for a man to come and share your space? And then he says, and this is a metaphor for how you are mentally, how you are emotionally. Is there emotional room for a man to come and be in your house and in your space? She went home, looked around her house, looked at her space, and was like, you know what? There isn't any room, but I would love to have somebody with me. He said, all right, here's what you do. Go to your closet, take out half the clothes in the closet, and leave it open as if you were sharing the closet with your man. He said, start sleeping on one side of the bed. Stop sprawling all over the bed, right? He said, sleeping. He said, start sleeping on. Choose one side of the bed to sleep on, and leave the other side open. He said, when you go and have dinner, set a place for him as if you were having dinner time with your husband, with your honey, and she did it. Look, she did it. She started sleeping on one side of the bed. She made room in her closet for his clothes. She started sitting at the table and would actually make him a plate. And he's not even there. There's nobody there. And she would have conversations and talk about the things that she would want to talk about at dinner time with her man. Like, it sounds absolutely crazy. But you know what? In a short amount of time, a man showed up in her life who fit all the criterias and all the categories that she had. And it was for one reason, that she was now emotionally open and had space for a man, the kind of man that she wanted in her life. Now, I don't know if he actually moved into her house, but I know that somebody did come together with her, and she was able to make a real connection. They ended up getting married and had a really good life together. So a lot of times that's the key. Is some of these high quality women, they're high quality, but they don't have a space for a man. A man has to have space. He has to have a space that's his, and he has to have room. If you got it all covered, what's he going to do? And if he sees that there's nothing for him to do, a man needs something to do. Okay, he needs to be able to look at what you got going on and see how he can add value to your life. And if he can't add value to your life, then he's going to start backing away and say, well, this is not someplace that I can grow and I can exercise my manhood gifts and making your life better.
Well, let me ask you this before we take a caller. Let me ask you, what would be your suggestion to a man to get ready for his queen? Because he's been single for a minute. How do he transition out of being single? Because a lot of people, what I'm finding out, want to be in a relationship, but they want the benefits of being single. So what would be your suggestion if it's a dude on the phone, and on the call, and he's like, you know what, I'm ready, but he's been so used to being by himself or living that single life. So what would be your suggestion to a male that's on the phone, and how that he can become prepared to transition from a single life into a relationship?
Okay, that's a good question. Good question. All right, here's the answer. I got a two-part, maybe a multi-part answer to that. For one thing, you got to get rid of them 9 women that keep hanging around.
Okay, good.
Because listen, let's be honest, right?
Okay.
Most single men, they got a few hang around. Hang around. They got to hang around. And some he hang around with more than others. So if he is really getting serious and ready to make a commitment and ready to kind of to take the next level, he's got to make a decision on which one of these women fit into his future. Listen, Dr. Latasha, listen to what I'm saying, right? Men get hung up on this and get messed up because they're not thinking towards their future. They're thinking towards the present and how she look in that dress. They're thinking about the immediate gratification and how this could turn out and what the boy's going to think and what cousin Jeff going to say when she walk up and like all of those things. It sounds very petty and taken lightly, but that's how many men think, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's got to begin to think about his future. Think about 5 years from now. Think about 10 years from now. How does one of these 9 women that you see, how do they factor into your future? And do you see them in your future? And are they helping? Can you see them helping you build a great, successful life because they're in your life more than any of the other ones. As you start doing that math, I'm telling you, they start dropping off. You know what I mean? You're gonna go from 9. You're gonna go from 9 to 3. Okay. And of those, you make a decision on who matches your future most, and who matches closer to your present and your future, and can connect you with your destiny with a smile. And that's the one that you get ready. That's the one that you choose. You know, because I tell you what, because some of these women, like they might have all those qualities, but they might be mean. You know.
Oh
like
my
they can help. Yeah, they help you get your books together, but they talk to you like a dog, like, you know. And so she might be a great help, but is she a great help to your manhood, to your masculinity? Does her femininity speak to your masculinity and make you rise up in more than just your pants? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You said something, and to that statement is true. The reason that's why my relationship didn't work 5-6 years ago. The guy I was with, he was supposed to be in the ministry, and people had told him once you find your wife, you're going to lose. Of course, everybody, hey, Pastor, can I help you do this? Huh? But what he had realized that he liked the attention he was getting as a single pastor. And when we got married, he realized, I ain't getting attention no more. And he took it out on me. It's like I came in and messed up what he had going on because he didn't know how to, and our marriage just did not work. He started, you would have thought I went in and messed up this man's pimping game, and he was like, people told me the women was going to, start acting funny, but that's the thing. A lot of people want the relationship, but they want the benefit that comes with being single. I think that's what ruins a lot of relations. Both ways. You got single, like I'm single, I'm a very reserved person. So I don't have guys I can call on if I need an oil change. I just go and do it. But you got women, they might have, I've been single, I got guy friends that do this, do that. But then you realize, okay, well, when I get in a relationship, I'm going to have to give up these guy friends that I can call on and ask for this. So I think, do you think that's that you get so used to having, it's almost like you can't secure what's that old saying just came, you want the attention from the village, so you can't build an empire with somebody. You too hooked on the attention from the village that you're missing your blessings that somebody can help you build an empire. And that's what happened with my relationship was over. I mean, so that's why I asked, how can men or women just transition from, he was my friend before he got, is there a fine line when you hear guys? So on that part right there, we just going to ask, is there any callers on the line?
Yes.
Hello?
There is.
Hey,
hello.
Who are you? How's everything going?
Everything is going fine, thank you.
Okay, and who am I speaking with?
I'm just going to call myself Janet right now.
Okay, all right. So, Miss Janet, you go ahead and chime in. Do you have a question for Kelvin, or you just want to make a statement?
I do have a question. It's probably going to be a twofold question. I joined in about 10 minutes after you all had started, so I did not hear the initial question. So I'm just going to kind of ask from the part that I have heard so far. And so I'm listening intently, and I have a question as far as this is my observation. So I'm trying not to be, I guess, but anyway, I'm just going to ask the question.
Just spit it out, Janet.
Right.
Okay.
When our men, and especially our black brothers, gonna start taking responsibility, because I've listened to the questions, and the entire time that I've been listening, I understand you're coming from a male point of view, but it seems like there are a lot of excuses that are made for our brothers. I heard of the Me Too movement that has become prevalent. There may be an issue with our brothers not wanting to, or just men in general, not wanting to approach a woman. The Me Too movement has really taken off within the last 2 years. I find that men were doing this before the big explosion of the Me Too movement. Another thing I listened to, kept saying the onus seems to be placed on women. Women, we're always the ones that are saying, hey, how can I change myself? How can I become a better woman? I'm in my 30s, my 40s, and I have not, I have not found a gentleman to marry. Well, he hasn't found me. And a lot of us are good women. We may not all have, we have our degrees, but we may not make $300,000 or $500,000 a year. But the thing about it is the same grace that is pushed on us to give brothers that have potential, we're not allowed that same grace. Additionally, I was listening to the story about the woman trying to make space for a man. When are men challenged, especially our black brothers, to make room for the woman that they want in their life? Because the fact is, I'm going to tell you something, my grandfather, my mother, and her sister, and my grandmother used to always talk about the fact that when my grandfather got married, before he got married, he made sure that he had a place for my grandmother to live, and he also had furnished it with dishes and everything she needed to make that house a home. So when we're saying a woman needs to push her clothes over in the closet and make sure her home looks halfway masculine, halfway feminine to invite a man in, really the onus should be placed on the gentleman to make a house for her, and then she comes in and makes it a home. So I think the fact is that we have turned this thing around so badly because black women especially have been blessed, and we've taken off because we've done it for so long by ourselves that now our brothers have now flipped the switch to think we're supposed to be taking care of you all when you all are supposed to be figuring it out and saying, I need to help me. And I need a woman, we like handsome men too, but we're not as caught up on looks. We're not as caught up on looks as men are. And I know I'm going to cut this short because I know other people may want to have questions. But we want a handsome man too, and we want a handsome man that's a real man that's not got 9 women hanging off and trying to shake them off and trying to upgrade because, hey, I had one, she was making $150, but guess what? I found another one that's making $350, and she's 10 years younger, so adios. So when are we going to be able to challenge the grand majority? There may be a few men on this call, but when are we going to get out here to the wider majorities and start speaking to the brothers in our churches, in our seminars, and women are always challenging our brothers to do better. But until men speak to men, they're not going to get it. We can speak until we're blue, black, and red in the face. Men are not going to get it until other men start speaking up. So my question is, when are we going to start challenging our brothers to be better? Not so much always putting the onus on a woman to be better, because we're out here trying our best to be better. But when are men going to be challenged to do it? Spiritually as well, because we have too many men that are sitting in church, they're acting like they're Christians, but when you get out, they're not a Christian when you get out for real in this real world.
All right, Brother Kelvin, what you got to say? That's why I switched the question around. What the men got to do, to make room for us. So she unloaded on it.
Well, yes, she did. Thank you, quote unquote, Janet. No, she made some great points there, and I'm going to tell you, like, I know that some of what I have to say yeah, it will come from that masculine perspective. But trust me, these conversations are going on in men's circles. Like now, they're not being done the way that they are done with women, with all the tea parties and like all that sort of thing. But men move differently. Like men connect with other men at the barbershop and at in smaller settings. I have guy friends that I hang out with, and fraternity brothers, and like so the conversations are happening, and so I do want to give you hope that things are being said, and it's not probably in an area where you're going to hear it, but the discussions are happening, and I'm having the discussions with the men as well. As to what's going on and what are your needs and how can we give the women what they need and make that all happen. So now let me talk a little bit about the example that I gave was just literally just that. It was just an example of a real situation that happened. Do live in a different time, and but I believe that women still need to be respected, still need to be courted, still need to be, connected. Men have to be that connected, with women in that way. So some of those things haven't changed, but the methods have changed. The needs and how these things are happening have changed. I mean, look, just let's say 10 years ago, if you said you were going on a website to find a mate, people would have thought that you were a nutcase. They would have thought, like, are you serious? You're going to meet a stranger on the internet and actually meet them and have dinner? And, like, are you nuts? You must be desperate. It's the majority of the way that people meet. More people are meeting their mates through online dating than any other method of connecting. So times have changed, and so our methods of how we pursue relationships, how we pursue dating, how we pursue the whole thing, is not going to be how it was with your grandpa. Like, you know what I mean? Like this ain't 1955, and with three TV stations. Like, there's a lot to do and a lot of options, and everybody's got options. But at the same time, I think that just means you got to be more strategic about how you play this new dating game in this new world. And I do call it a game. It's a game. You want something, they want something, but you have to try and kind of throw off all the fluff and see who the real person is. And to me, really, online dating has made that so much. That's actually made it so much easier for you to meet more people who could be a possible good mate for you. So.
Well, I noticed earlier you said that men are choosing now not to even date or be in relationships. If I heard you correctly, that they're not choosing. So could you expound on that a little bit more on that statement? Sure.
So there's a group of men, and you guys can do your own research. You could go Google it yourself. It's called Men Going Their Own Way. And the group is called, for short, it's called MGTOW, Men Going Their Own Way. And these are a group, a really growing group of men who have been married. Some of them been married multiple times, and they have gotten stung with the legal system, because the legal system is pro-woman. When it comes to relationships, the men, it doesn't matter, you're guilty and you're going to pay, and it's, so the legal system is not on the man's side, and these men have decided, right, that marriage and relationships there's just no benefit in it for men. You know, they've decided that the whole function of marriage only benefits women. You know, you got to go to work and you got to get her a house. You got to get her a car so she can go to work. You got to pay the bills. You got to provide. You got to, do all these things. And if it all goes right, wonderful. She's happy, and now you're happy. But if it goes wrong, you are screwed, and she's going to get the house, she's going to get the kids, you'll have to go visit your kids every 2 weeks. I heard the comedian say, like monkeys in the zoo. You got to go visit your kids every 2 weeks. And so they have formulated this idea of they call it taking the red pill from Matrix, from the movie The Matrix. They instead of taking the blue pill, which is the life that regular men live, they've decided they call it the red pill. They've taken the red pill, so if you want to look it up, if you just type in red pill on like YouTube or Google, a whole new world will open to you about what this segment of men who are deciding to go their own way have done.
Sound like some men just want to shuck and jive their responsibility of being a man. I mean, paying the bills, buying getting your wife a house. Getting a house for the family. Buying your wife a car. It sounds like, this is just another excuse. I want to be single and I want to do my own thing without no strings attached. So if I am ready to walk away from somebody, there's no legal repercussion behind it. That just sounds like that's another way, because what you just said basically saying, I want to do what I want to do, and if I decide to walk away, I don't want no legal repercussion behind it. Because what you just described is a man being a man. It ain't like something out of Mars or Jupiter they're trying to do, So let me ask you this. First of all, I'm just going to do we have another caller on the line? Caller, are you there? Okay. So, hello?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
So, do you have a question or do you want to make a statement?
I would like to say that I agree with you 100% because when men are in relationships, they can walk away easily with no strings attached.
Wow. And that's basically this new group that's growing is basically, let's just call it what it is. Relationships are hard work. You only going to get out of it what you put in. So, Kelvin, I hear you doing these videos on men's secrets. Give us a couple of these men's secrets that are being probably talked about in the barbershops, amongst men in their little groups. What are the men's secrets that I've been seeing doing these awesome videos on?
Okay. Yeah. I just started this new YouTube channel, and it's called Secrets of the Mind of a Man. Talking about how men think and why men do some of the things they do. And it's really been fun getting this going. But there's a couple of things that I could share that I've been talking about with men. And in the last video, I put up 5 complaints men have about their women. Look, and this is for women who are in relationships. And, this is kind of stuff that men would never actually talk about with their women, but they'll talk about with other guys. And one of them is one of his thoughts for a lot of men. They think about one of their complaints is that she complains, right? And the reason that's one of a man's real concerns is that inside of a man is this desire to fix, to repair, to make sure everybody is happy, especially he's a father, husband at the house, and his job is essentially to make sure everybody is happy, quiet, well fed, and has the needs that they have. Well, when his woman comes to him with a problem, and I use the analogy of, she drives home and there's a tree limb, like there's something in the tire, and she's like, honey, there's something in the tire. I need you to go outside and check this tire. She's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. And he's going to get the information, and he's going outside. He's going to go get under that car. He's going to find out what the problem is with this car and come back in. Oh, well, you ran over a branch, and I pulled it out for you, and it's all good. And, that's his opportunity to feel like a hero, right?
Oh.
What women don't understand all the time is that men want to feel like a hero, okay? Give him now. I'm not saying give him a 55-page to-do list, okay? But give him a space to show you his masculinity. Listen to this, Dr. Latasha. Men in our culture are less masculine than our fathers.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Men in our culture are definitely less masculine than our grandfathers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, now some of that is technology. Technology has made it easy. Nobody's climbing under the car and changing their own oil, and you know what I mean? Like, everything is done for you. But at the same time, men still, like, we got these muscles for a reason, right? we have all of this for a reason. And so I encourage women who are in relationships to find ways to allow your man, the man in your life, to show you his masculinity. Like, and then when he does show it to you, recognize it. Encourage him. Yeah, baby, I love the way that you protect our family. You even strong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at the muscles, like whatever it is, right? And just be sincere about it. And I'm telling you, there's not a man, and a lot of times, men, especially men who have been married for a while. If you notice, like, their bodies even get soft. You know what I mean? Like because there's no pull, there's no demand on them to use the muscle that they have and to keep in good shape and all of that. So encourage your man, encourage the masculinity. Speak to the king inside of him. And I'm telling you, you're going to see more of that come out.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with the caller, Janice, earlier, okay, because we take a lot. Men, we take the bill bellies, the balding on top, and missing a tooth, some people got a tooth missed. It's almost like, it's almost like we got to be perfect, to feel like you're not going to leave us for the next, we want to hear baby still look good after having our babies. We want to hear, because we don't look like we did 20 years, we still want the same thing. Y'all want to feel like we're still the apple. The women want to feel like we're still the apple of your eye, just like the men want to still feel like they got it going on too. And I think that's where, where thing is almost like we got to feel, okay, I got to go get this done, You look at women, do I need to go get a breast implant? As you see, the butt shots are in now. This and that, try to keep some guy attention. When you look at half of the guys these women are getting with, they got these pop bellies, and if they're older, they get guys. It's just so much. I feel that as women, we have to just pretend to keep doing just to keep you from thinking about leaving for the next person. What happens in a relationship? Do you really believe that being married to 50, 40 years isn't even something now? It's almost like a relationship about a come up. I'm getting with a person that I believe I can come up with. It's more about a contract than a covenant. I just believe, even as an ordained minister, that it's more about a contract now than a covenant. And so, do we have a caller on? Caller, you there?
I'm here, yes.
Okay. Is it Miss Jane? Hello?
Who? Yes.
Okay, you just sound like the lady. She has made some good points earlier, the earlier caller. So you want to make a statement? I heard somebody laugh. I don't know. You want to make a comment or ask Kelvin something?
Oh, I have another person. I'm on a three-way, so I don't know if that was her. She had a question or not. Were you laughing, Miss Nell? Maybe not. Okay. No, I don't have a question right now.
Okay. So yeah, so that's just the thing. Just like when we go through so much to try to feel like we're competing with the celebrities. This and the guys don't have to do as much work. Like I said, they can go a little soft and this and that. Where it's just like our love is supposed to be just, oh baby, I love you, When you're talking to men,
well,
go ahead, Kelvin.
Yeah. I'm as I think about that and think about the people that we coach with Love Coach Atlanta. I think about the fact that some of the people, now we've had people who have actually made love connections. I got somebody that made a great love connection at one of my live events, right? And the young lady, she wasn't flashy. She didn't have a butt implant. She didn't have, new boobs. She was actually like a very respectable kind of girl next door. Had on light makeup, and but the guy who came and saw her, one of the guys, he got there early to the event, and I was gonna introduce him to what I thought was the hottest girl in the room. Okay, the best looking woman in the room. I was going to pin him up with her, but before I got a chance to get with her, he found himself sitting next to this young lady, and they struck up a conversation, and they would not stop talking to each other the whole time. And it was obvious that they had made a great connection, and so I connected with them even afterwards. They were like, "Yo, this." I asked the guy. He said, "I wasn't even going to come to this." He's like, "I know you told me about it, and I even paid for a ticket, but I wasn't really going to come because I really wasn't sure. I didn't want to be on display." But they were both great sports, and I tell you what, that couple is still together right now. Like they're still together now, and they never would have met otherwise. And so there's a couple of things I want to say about that, and what I believe is the reason why that magic happened. Okay, for one, some of the women, and I'm hoping that Janet and some of the others are still just kind of listening. Some of the women who desire to have a high quality man, they're staying in their house. Okay? They're sitting in the house watching Netflix.
Kelvin. Guilty.
Okay? Yes. Like you're a beautiful woman. You're a special woman. You have gifts. You have talents. You have abilities that could really add value to the right kind of man. And you are just right for Mr. Right. Okay? But if you don't come out of your house, the only people coming to your house is UPS man or the my man from Amazon. That's slim pickings. The mailman. I mean, like there's nobody else coming to your house. So you have to go out where high quality men find themselves. Okay. Now we don't have time to get into it, but for my clients, I talk to them, and we go through a list, and we work it all the way down on high-quality places where men hang out or most likely to be, and then we come up with a strategy for what they're going to do when they get in that high-quality place. And, like, you can call it, interfering with fate if you want to. I call it creating good bait. Making good bait for
give us two
the
of
right
those
mate.
places, Kelvin. Give us two of those places that give us two places that you on your list that men say how. And you're right. You're right. I don't get out the house. One of my friends said, "Okay, now you're saying you might lean towards dating, but you don't get out that. I get outside. I'm very strategic. If I have to go to a networking meal, but outside of my little business activities or community, I'm really a homebody. So, give us 1 or 2 places where if we please, I hope, and I'm saying, and I'm an ordained minister, but churches, back in the day, if you want a good man, good woman, go to church. You got more pimps and players in the church now. It's almost like what's next? So if you want in your place, I guess you should say church, which is church is not bad, people. But I just don't let that get you caught up with that church, because I think there's a lot of people in the church that are playing games. So you have other 2 places outside of church.
Yes, yeah, definitely. yes, church ain't what it used to be.
No.
But okay, so I'll give you 2 places that I have advised women in my circles, women that I've coached, to have success in dating and finding Mr. Right. One of them is a place where quality men meet who line up with who you are and what you want for your life, right? Now, if you're a woman who's looking, so here's an example. If you're a woman who's looking for a high-income earner, let's just put it out there. Because listen, Dr. Natasha, I believe that you have not because you ask not.
True.
True. I believe if thou canst believe, all things are possible. You hear me?
Okay.
So I believe that you can have a high income earning man as your mate. So then that means if that is high up on your chart, then you need to find high quality places where those men hang out. For instance, this young lady I talked to, I told her, I said, well, look, here's what you do. This is what you want? All right. There's a place where all the attorneys hang out. She was like, because that's what she named. I said, well, what kind of man would you like? She's like, I want a man that's like an attorney or he's a lawyer, somebody with a solid career and a nice income. I said, okay.
Okay.
I said, well, there's a place where they all hang out, right? It right across the street from the courthouse is a pizza shop. At 12 o'clock noon, the whole courthouse empties out, and they all pile into this pizza shop, right? I suggested to her, I said, you get dressed. Don't go in there looking like with your stretch pants on and all of that. You go in there and you get dressed and you look good, you smell good, and you, put on your listen. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Put on your uniform.
Okay.
Put your uniform on, which means your best effort, whatever that is for you. And looking sharp. You know how to look sharp. Get your hair done, all of that. And you go there and you simply make friends. Look, I'm not suggesting you go manhunting. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you go in there and meet people. Why am I saying just meet people? I'm not telling you go up to people and say, hey, what's up, shawty? What it do? What it do, shawty? No, don't do that. Like, you just go in there and just make friends, and because there's a fact that you become who you hang around. Mm-hmm. You connect with the people in your environment, which is the reason why lawyers don't marry plumbers in general, because lawyers end up marrying other lawyers because they marry the people who were in their circles at the time. So if you, and I don't care what it is, but if you put your time in and just go and make friends, maybe one of those friends has a friend across the road, across the across the room there who has just had his divorce final, and you would be just right for him. And that person might be able to connect you with Mr. Right. Putting yourself in the right environment. I don't care if how beautiful a rose is. A rose cannot grow in Antarctica. Mm-hmm. It has to be planted in the right environment for the right thing to happen that brings success for that rose. That's one.
Okay, that's one.
Yeah. All right.
I had two more.
I got two. Here's the second one.
Okay.
The second place I suggest is for people to go on something like meetup.com. Go on meetup.com and find the event that you are passionate about. Let's say you're into roller skating, right? If you just love roller skating, it makes you feel like a kid again, and you feel like I could roller skate every week if there was some place to do it. There's some fun people to hang out with. You go on meetup.com, and on meetup.com you type in roller skating. There will come up probably 15 events of people meeting up, going and doing a roller skating event, right? In meetup.com, you can actually meet the people and have conversations about roller skating and whatever people are into. I went on there one time. I played piano, and so I went on there and I wanted to join the see what there were people playing piano. There's actually a piano meetup of people who just play piano. You know, like everything that you can imagine. There's somebody meeting up, talking about it and congregating about it, and you meet somebody in those circles of something that you would be doing anyway. That brings you joy. If it brings you joy, it'll bring them joy, and now you guys have something that links you together that you can kind of build upon, and it's the real bedrock for a successful match, and maybe even a successful marriage.
Well, you know what? To me, those two good advice. You know, like you said, you have to get out. You have to get out. And meetup.com, I like how you can find someone with similar interests, you know, and you're in an environment of just networking. It's good for networking, getting out, meeting new people. So before I ask this next question, is there a caller on that wants to ask Kelvin a question or make a comment? Caller, are you there? Do you want to ask a question or make a comment? Okay. So
I think they're shy.
Yeah, I know.
I think
Come
they're
on
too
with
shy.
the questions. You know, we got about 30 minutes left in the show. Kevin, I ask you this: give women, because we don't have time. I'm learning out. Since I'm getting to 50, I don't have time to you know, to just play games and figure out if someone likes you or not. Give us, you know, what are 3 signs that a woman would know if a guy is really interested in her or if he's just running game?
Okay, I love this. So I'll give you, in one of my videos, I talked about this. I talked about 3 ways to know if a man is interested in you, if a man likes you. Now, I thought that, you know, when I initially thought to do this, I was thinking, like, that's so basic. Everybody knows that. You know, but the more that I talked to other women about this, they were like, you know what? A lot of us have been out of the game for so long, like we really can't tell if a man is flirting with us. We can't tell if a guy is really interested in us, and then what do we do next? You know, and so I realized sometimes we need to go back to the basics and kind of get a refresher on understanding kind of the mating game, but the mating and dating game. So a couple signs that a man is interested in you, and maybe what you could do about it. Okay. Again, men are attracted with their eyes, right? Just him looking at you, right, sends a signal that you are now in his sight. Now, there was a lot of things that he could look at, but he decided to look at you. And what a mistake that some women make is, like, they're kind of conditioned, and I understand it. They're conditioned to look away because, like, that's the anti-creep mechanism. That's how you keep the creeps away, right? You look down or you look away. But if you see a man that you find interesting and you see him checking you out, you hold your gaze. Turn your head towards him and hold your gaze and smile. There's nothing like that smile. I could actually give you the 1, 2, 3 right there. It's hold the gaze, turn your whole body towards him, and smile. Because if your body is turned to him, that sends the energy, the signal to him that you are paying attention to him, and that's an opportunity for him to come forward and to come over to meet you. Because I'm telling you, just like we talked about earlier, men are scared. There's a lot of men who are very apprehensive about going up and talking to you. Look, Latarsha, you're a pretty good-looking woman, and you got a lot going on for yourself. You got a lot of medals and plaques and all of that.
Well, I don't
and
have
for
nobody saying that to me, Kelvin. But I need to get out too, so I guess that's why nobody said it.
Yes. It's where you spend your time, but I want to encourage you: never dumb yourself down. Never feel like, maybe I want to be. I don't want to attract the wrong attention. Listen, I say rock what you got, and the right kind of man. Yeah, you may have to sift through some, but you're going to attract a man who finds you attractive. And, with those eyes, that hold that gaze, give that smile and turn your body towards them. Now, I'm going to tell you, for some people, they need to practice smiling. Like, for some people, because they got that resting, they got that resting mean face.
Thank you for you being nice, Kel.
I'm trying to be nice tonight.
There's another way you can say that one.
Yes. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so they got that resting mean girl face. And for some men, like, they think, oh, well, maybe she don't like me, but you're not even thinking about him. So the thing is, you can't just turn this. You can't just turn this. Don't. Here's another tip right here. Look, practice. Look, don't try and turn this on when you think Mr. Right showing up over here. Now you want to start smiling. Now you want to start eye gazing. It won't work.
The thing is, how will we know if someone is, is it that he would be more about his actions? A lot of guys can talk the good talk, but their actions don't line up with what they're saying. So what are some signs that a woman, he's really into me? Or no, this is another joker that's trying to run games. It should be something that a woman, because women are tight. And like you said, they got a lot of things going on. We don't have time to play these games. So, but what is something, and we might do have that phase. I asked my guy friend about a couple of years. I said, why don't talk to me? He said, well, you look like you're taking. You just look like a married woman. You don't look like you're single. I'm like, well, what does that look like? So, but there got to be some sign that we can know, what, this guy's really serious. He's really interested in me, and he's just not running game. Is he a man of his word? So that's what I'm saying. He was practical. Is he? What would he not hide us from the world? If he's really serious, he wants to bring you out and I'm just some on that term so we can know Because like you said, we got a lot of things going on, and we just do not have time for the game.
Understood. So, a couple things that men kind of signs that a man is serious about you, and he finds you valuable. Okay. Now we're talking into let's say you've already met the guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you maybe even gone on a couple dates. Okay. There's a couple things to know if a man is serious about you, and that is, for one, he will begin to introduce you to his friends.
Okay.
If you don't know anybody associated with this man, and let's say y'all been dating and getting to know each other for a while, going out, spending time together, still don't know anybody, then I'm not saying it's a red flag, but the red look, it's in the pocket, and it should be, it's getting warm in your pocket. Might be time to throw out the red flag. That might be a potential.
So you saying if a guy likes you,
why?
he's gonna want his friends to know about you?
Yes. Maybe not always right away, but over time, he'll want to introduce you. Now, when we get real good with this, I'll tell you that he'll introduce you to his family, but not just his family, the female members of his family.
Okay.
Okay, that's some real game right there. Some female, because if he introduced you to Aunt Rose and and cousin Bertha, then he takes you seriously, and he's expecting you to be a permanent fixture in his life. Because if it's just his cousin and cousin Johnny and Uncle Luke, it might just be because he want to show you off.
Okay.
But the female members, they got good memories. They remember all the girls who come through here, and they not gonna play around because they the ones who gonna show up to the wedding. So he knows to be serious. You're serious if you get to see the female members of his family. But there's a lot. There's a few signals. Even the whole thing of I talk to women who have these textationships, men.
Okay.
Meaning like all of their conversations are on text message. Can you imagine that?
So I can't. So basically, if he's only texting you and he's not really being seen with you and asking you to go out, that's okay.
Red flag.
That's a red flag. Okay.
Red flag.
So what's the opposite? So if a man is interested in you, where he's going to call, he's going to come by. I mean, so tell us the so if that's what's normal for when a guy likes you?
Okay, so in today's times, if a man likes you, if a man is interested in you, he is going to pursue you. He's going to call you. And listen, and that now this is given that he feels comfortable that you are actually attracted to him as well. If he feels comfortable that, okay, this could be something, then he's more likely to do some of these things. So we're talking about calling. We're talking about pursuing. We're talking about wanting to spend time with you and to be able to touch you in the flesh as soon as possible.
Okay.
If he listen. If he want to set up a date for 3 weeks from now, hang up the phone and lose his number.
Wow.
Okay. If a man wants you, and let's say even like this online dating, I've had a couple clients doing online dating, right? I suggest to my online daters, if you meet somebody who you think is a good match, tell them to that you want to do a video chat that day. like before 24 hours is up. You like I'm talking about if you really feel like, wow, this is somebody. Wow,
Okay.
we seem to match up with all these things, and our conversations are good. Like within the next 24 to 48 hours, you need to be eyeball to eyeball with this person on the screen.
Okay.
If he come up with a bunch of excuses as to why he can't why he can't get on the screen, oh, my computer's down. Oh, my phone is broke. Oh, this, oh, that. Just say, okay, thank you very much, and hit delete. Because
so a man that's interested in you is not going to come with all these excuses.
No, he wants to see you as quickly as possible, as soon as possible. Like he wants to meet up with you by the end of the week. At least by the end of the week. That weekend should be including you and him. And I don't care if it's just walking through the park feeding the ducks. You know, I'm talking about being together, spending time together, and getting to know each other in the flesh. The flesh.
Okay. I check you callers. Does anybody want to jump in and ask Kelvin a question? We got about 20 minutes left in the show.
I have a question.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
All right, and yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. My name is Ashley, and I have 2 children, and I'll be turning 30 this year. My question is, how do you find a high-quality man with children? And I have one 12-year-old, and I have a 2-year-old. So, you know, I felt like, okay, you know, I could get a man, and this is just me being transparent. You know, I felt like one child, it wasn't that bad. But now that I have 2 children, I struggle with insecurities of feeling like, you know, I may not be able to find that dream man or high-quality man with 2 children.
Okay. All right. That's a good question. I love this question. Okay. So I have a friend who is, she is an albino, right? Now, she's black, but, you know, obviously she's an albino. Like, you know, so she stands out amongst all her black family. She's even got kids, and all the kids came out, you know, just regular chocolate brown skinned kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that she gets when she goes out, and she's got her own, like she's a speaker and all that, and when she goes out to speak to like young girl groups and stuff, young girls are like, wow, like, you know, don't you care that you look so different and your skin is like milky white, but you're actually black and all of this? And she said something that was so powerful. She said, it only matters if I say it matters. Nothing else that anybody else thinks or does matters to me. I celebrate every part of who I am, and the fact that even when I'm among my family, I still stand out. So y'all gonna see me. So I'm gonna rock what I have. So I said that to you, to say to you that if you think having 2 children is a problem, guess what? It's a problem. If you thought that 5, look, I know a lady who got a husband and she had 5 little kids. One of my homeboys married her, and look, I gotta be honest. I was like, dude, are you sure about this? You know, and she had 5 young kids, you know. But he was like, you know what? There's something unique about her. And now this is what men tell me anyway. When they decide on the woman that they're going to marry, they always say the same thing. There was something unique, something special about her that was so different from all the other women that I saw. And I decided that I want her my life. So you keep on rocking what you got. You be the best you that you can be. And there's a man who will come and, you know, I don't know if the kid's father's in his life, but if they are, they are. If they're not, they're not. There's a man who will take you with them kids and be a good father to those kids. But if you ever get the problem, then it'll be a problem. But yeah, you put it out front. Hey, listen, I'm a high quality woman looking for a good high quality man who loves children, because I got two of them, two superstars. I got two superstars who come in this package, and you would be a part of that. And so if you're good with it, good. If not, push on.
Oh, I like how you said that, Kelvin. I thought I like that. You know, when you come with that confidence, and like you said, I got two super. You know, just that aura, let the guy know you're not. I mean, I'm a mother of 6 kids. You know, and so well, you know, even 5 of my kids are 18 and over, but it's still. I mean, if I tell somebody, look, I have 6 kids, and you know, although you got 4 grown living on their own, but it's still, I just, like you said, you just go with, hey, we're a good family, you know, take us, don't, you know, I accept you and yours. Well, like I said, you just got to realize there's somebody out there that's going to love you for you, and if they don't, they ain't meant to be, you know, it's like, good, thank you, God, for thank you, God, for saving me years of headache. I don't have to try to prove that I'm worthy to be loved, because I'm a mother of more than 1 child. You know,
that's
so
true.
You know, is there another caller on?
Yeah, I did have a question.
Okay.
So I want to know, so basically I've been friends with a guy for right now about 10 years. And lately it kind of seems like things are like turning, I guess. I know on my end it is. So I want to know, like, how do I tell, I guess, that his feelings are kind of like doing what mine are doing, I guess. Because nothing has been said at this point. But it's just been kind of like this continuous conversation, you know, plans to meet up, and it just never felt like how it feels now before now.
So you, okay, so let me just help. You've been with this guy 10 years, so he's never just really made an effort to show you, look, I want to go out, have dates. Is that what you're saying?
No, I've been with him. He's literally one of my best friends. I've never been with him. Like, we've been together as friends, like, through relationships, through marriages, you know. But now, you know, we're both single. We're both kind of, I guess, looking for the same thing, and it kind of seems like the tables are turning, but I can't pinpoint it or tell for sure because, like I say, nothing has been said. So how do I know?
Okay.
I guess, like, so are there certain things that he would do, because he's probably already done, but just to kind of give me an idea of where his head is, trying to say.
Okay.
So, Kelvin, so with her question, then, let me tell you, one of my guy friends, and Kelvin, you can pick it back off to answer her question. He always said that if a man wants you, he's not going to give another chance for another man to come and get you. He's going to let you know up front that he's interested. So what do you think about that in relating to the questions that she just asked? Will a man let you know up front, hey, I'm digging you, you know, or will he kind of mull around and, you know, and see? But after 10 years, he should be more, you know, do you think he should be more forward with her, or what's your thoughts on it, Kelvin?
Yeah, you know, these things actually do happen, and they often will turn into, like, the best relationship you could ever have because they took time to mature. You know, like almost what do you say, like fine wine. It took time to mature, and it starts to develop into something that it's like, hey, well, wait a minute. Now the thing is, you got to make sure that you both are coming to this awareness, and this isn't just your awareness. that
Right.
Wait a minute, we like each other. No, it's really that you like him, and not necessarily that he likes you back. And look, here's the other kind of thing to watch out for is that sometimes a man won't pursue this sort of thing because he's afraid of messing up the friendship, you know. And because if it goes right, it's all great, you know, live happily ever after. But if it goes wrong, now he loses his great friend that he can't see anymore, you know.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, it's hard to find another 10-year friendship.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Right.
know? So
what
that
are
could
some
be.
signs?
Yeah. What are some signs? Like for
Some
example,
signs that
today.
she should know before she starts, you know, giving out.
Right. Well, I'll tell y'all what happened today.
Yeah.
You know, it's like so today I was, you know, he called and he's like, my mom wants to video you. And so I videoed his mom and his sister today, and they're like, you know, because I'm supposed to be going to see him, and they're like, you know, I can't wait to meet you, can't wait till we sit down and talk, da-da-da-da. And I didn't really know how to put that in perspective because it kind of caught me off guard. And his sister is like, you know, well, yeah, he told me this about you, he told me that about you. And I'm like, okay, am I just crazy or because like I say, nothing has been said, but there's so many things that it's kind of just like, okay, you know, normally a man wouldn't do this or that, you know.
Yeah, you can tell. You know when a man is interested in you, and I think even you forming this whole question, like tells you like you wouldn't even go this far if you didn't think that there was something. So I think, look, as adults, it's okay to be an adult and to just ask a question. Listen to this. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Never be afraid to ask a question.
Right.
And I don't care what the question is. Like, because if it's going to run the guy off, it's just going to run him off, and he needed to be run off anyway. But if he's a high quality man, they don't run off that easy. Quality men don't run off that easy. And so you never stand to lose anything by asking a question.
Right.
Except ignorance. The only thing you lose is ignorance. which is a good thing to lose, because you lose ambiguity, which is where you are right now.
Yeah, are you saying that she shouldn't assume that it's more? She just should ask, "Hey, where's this going?" You know, she just kind of, you know, she should ask right out, or okay,
you know what?
One of the things.
Yeah. I know you caught that, didn't you? You caught that?
Yeah.
You caught that. He had you introduce you to the female family member.
I caught that. That's why
I wrote that down. I did.
Yeah. So
that's
so
right.
that
I don't know no guy friend just to introduce you to their family. Not like
No.
that, you know. Want to meet mom? No.
Not like that. He wanted them to know who you were before you got down there to see what their expressions was going to be, and but if you're going, so you're going down there and be with him and his family and all of that.
Right.
Okay, so if you're doing all of that, he owes you a conversation before you get in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all riding down there together?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Before you get in the car, you should know. You should ask. Wow. I really enjoyed meeting your mom and your sister. They were really awesome. I really enjoyed that. And so, you know, you can tell. Look, I've really drawn closer to you since you know, over the last few months or whatever. So what's your thoughts? And you can just ask him, what are your thoughts? See, here's the thing. A lot of men won't make
He's literally
a
calling
statement.
me right now. That's crazy. He's calling me right now, but I'm going to call him back.
Okay. Look, men often won't make a statement until the woman requires a statement.
Right.
Okay.
And I honestly think it's out of fear. That's what I've been thinking. It's more of I think it's more of the he doesn't know if it's on my end. So I think that's more of what it is.
Yeah. Well, guess what? With him inviting you to go meet his mama in person, you have to play your cards, and your cards are, I need to know what we are and what I'm going to be presented to your mother as. Now, follow me on this. Follow me on this, because that's important. When he says, hey, Ma, this is, what's your name?
I don't want to say.
You can just make up one. Make up one. What's your middle name?
Carla. I can't do that either because that's my that's my business name.
Nobody know you. Stop playing.
You just say Carla. No, people know me. Trust me.
Listen. All right. So look, if he introduces you as my buddy Carla, that's gonna be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He should only be introducing you to his mother as his girl, as his lady.
I'm scared.
So you look. So you have the conversation, and in all ambiguity, before you get down there and get embarrassed, because to me that's embarrassing. To go do all of this and drive all the way down there and just be his buddy, and then you're gonna get your little feelings hurt when you get down there. So it's better for you to get your feelings hurt at home.
You're right, because then I'm gonna feel like how it's gonna be all kind of stuff. So you're right.
Right.
Okay.
So whatever it's gonna be, you find out what the deal is back at the house, so that there's no surprises, and then when you get down there, you can feel confident that this is your girl. Like you're his man, he's your man, you're his girl, and
but
you
I'm
guys
not ready.
are
That's the thing. I'm not ready to be. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm not ready
No.
to. I just want to know if it's building towards that. You know, I don't really have to have a title before I go down there. I just want to know that's what we're kind of like heading towards.
Okay. See, this is the confusing stuff that women do. This is the confusing stuff that women do.
Yeah.
Right
I just got to
This is the confusing stuff that women do right here. It's like, do you want me to be your man, or do you not want me to be your man?
Exactly. I'm like, what just happened?
I do, but I
said
don't
he's
know
cross-signaled.
right at this second, though.
You know, and that's you know what, and that's probably why he hasn't asked you.
Okay.
That's probably why he hasn't asked you, because you acting unsure, and which makes him unsure, and the last thing a man wants to do is have his ego bruised because he thought that you liked him, and he thought that you wanted to like be an item. Whatever it is, you just need to have the conversation and put it all on the table, even if you're not ready for to be, committed, whatever it is. Because
right.
Dr. Latarsha, what I've discovered is that as I've gotten older and I do more of this work, I've discovered that there's a lot more gray areas in relationships than black or white. There's a lot. That gray area is really big, and people have all kinds of relationships. They have all kinds of reasons to be together. They got all kind of situationships and things like that.
I tell you, I was not expecting that. I'm like, okay, now, so, wow, I see what you're saying. I mean, how it can be confusing on both parts because maybe, you know what, I'm just going to take a chance. I'm going to introduce her to my mom, my sisters, and then, like you said, and back, well, I really, like, what? So, like, I think this conversation definitely needs to be had before this trip is made. At least
absolutely.
To save face, on both parts and no one get embarrassed, because wow, because I've seen where, like you said, somebody like, oh, and I've heard it. So what you're saying before we wrap up the show, however a guy introduces you, that is actually how he sees you. If it's your friend, hey man, this is my friend, this is my girl. If he does not say you're his lady, you're not his lady. Okay.
No.
Okay. So
no.
So ladies,
that's right. And it don't even matter what else you're doing with him. Like you could be doing girlfriend stuff with him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
if he don't introduce you as his girlfriend, then you're that's where you are in his life. You're not his girlfriend. You're just a girl who's a friend.
Well, we're gonna wrap. And before we wrap up the show, is there any last caller that want to make a? Thank you, young lady, for calling with that. You just cleared something up, Kelvin. I mean, that just lets us know maybe we can be. Are we throwing mixed signals? Are we kind of throwing and we're not sure? And that just go to show how you said, Kelvin, earlier. Guys don't really know how to kind of approach until they really get a sense that you're into me too. So all we need to really, be sure of what we want when we are expecting a certain reaction from a man, okay? So be upfront, be honest. I'd like you to, I think it's time to have a conversation before we go, that trip is made. That way both of you all can be on the same page. But before we wrap up, is there any caller on the line that wants to make a comment or ask a question? One more time, is there a caller on the line that wants to make a comment or ask a question? Because I know sometimes people have the phone on mute and take a minute to. All right. Kelvin, I tell you, this is probably about my 8th show, and this is the most calls I have got. This was a hot topic, okay?
Yeah.
Calling in, asking questions, and so give the listeners information if they want you to come and do one of your conferences at their events, or how they can reach you if they need you to speak at one of their events. How can people contact you?
Yes, well, thank you so much, and I have really enjoyed these conversations. I literally could talk about this all night, but I know we got to go. Okay. But yes, I'm definitely open to coming to speak at your events, whether it's women's events or motivational events or any of that. I have got that covered, and I'm there. I'm there for all of that. And so if you want to reach out to me, I am. You can get me at Kelvin Troy Johnson everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm at Kelvin Troy Johnson as well. You can connect with me through Love Coach Atlanta. I am also Love Coach Atlanta everywhere on Love Coach Atlanta. You can inbox me, shoot me a message. Even I tell you what, shoot me a message anyway, because I would like to connect with you guys on any of those platforms. Preferably, if you're going to do Instagram, you can shoot me that on Love Coach Atlanta, and that's fine. It actually doesn't matter. Let's just connect. And you can also catch more of this talk on the website, lovecoachatlanta.com, and on my brand new YouTube channel, Secrets of a Mind of a Man. you'll hear some of these same talks and maybe a little more. So I'm excited about the future. So hit me up. Let's go. Let's do it.
I tell now, Kelvin, you have a book. Is the book out already? Is it where they can go and buy the book, or you in the process with the book or writing it?
Yes. Okay. So I have a book. It's called "Build Your Success from the Ground Up: 12 Keys to Getting All You Can Out of All You've Got Left." It is available on Amazon. The digital copy is on Amazon. If you want a physical copy, I'll sign it for you and send it to you. That is $15 for the book. It literally just answers the question of what do you do when everything has failed? What do you do when you've got nothing left? And I wrote the book for people who don't read, so it's almost like each chapter is a standalone chapter, large font, lots of white space. You can take notes in the back of each chapter. It's really I read through it sometimes myself now, and I'm like, did I write this? You're like, it's that powerful. It's that powerful. Good stuff. And so last but not least.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say some closing remarks, so go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so if you are in the Atlanta area, I will be speaking at this event on Saturday. It's called Relationship Chronicles, Love and War. And it's going to be in Marietta, at a hotel in Marietta. So you can get those tickets on Eventbrite. Relationship Chronicles, Love and War. I'm one of the speakers. I believe on that one I'm going to be up first. So that's going to be a really great event. So if you're in the Atlanta area, come on out. Let's come on. I'd love to meet you. Love to shake your hand. Love to give you a hug, and let's connect and have a great time on this Saturday at 1:00 p.m.
I might have to come on out there, Love and War, so I can, like you said, get on out my comfort zone. But I tell you, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to come on Breaking Change Proverbs 31 Ladies Night Radio broadcast. I'm looking forward to having you back soon. And, one thing I took away from the show was where there is love, there is no excuses. If a man or a woman wants to be with you, nothing will stop them. What's that song? There's no old song. Nothing will stop a person if they truly want to be with you. That's what I realized.
That's true.
So where there is love and true genuineness, where someone wants to pursue you, believe me, the excuses will not be there. That person will make a time for you. I'm Dr. LaTarsha Holden. If you're looking for a motivational speaker, someone that can come in and inspire and give hope to your audience, my story is inspire people around the world. God had transformed my life in the last 10 years as I went from being a homeless woman with 6 children in the streets of Atlanta to a political candidate in the 2017 election, from being dropping out of high school to a PhD student and becoming author of 12 books. So I'm definitely here to motivate and to help you all cross them obstacles. Thank you again, Kelvin, for being a guest on Breaking Change Proverbs 31 Ladies Night. If you want to reach out to me for speaking engagement, it's LaTarsha Holden at yahoo.com. That's LaTarsha Holden, HOLDEN, at yahoo.com. Or visit me at my website, www.3elements, ELEMENTSINC.com, 3elementsinc.com. I'm on all social media platforms. Google me and hear about the amazing story called God Saved the Homeless Woman in Atlanta. Until next time, peace and blessings.
Good night.
Good night.
You've been listening to Breaking Chains with the P31 Women on YAT Radio. Tune in next week, same time.
Go to our website,
blogtalkradio.com/YAT Radio, or call in 858-357-9137. It's Breaking Chains, YAT Radio, where we leave a mark that can't be erased by breaking the chains of silence.